What's up, everybody? Just got done with another night of World of Warcraft after another day of work. Days are pretty much the same here. I haven't left my apartment now in 4 days. I have except to go down to the lobby to get a package yesterday and today, and that's pretty much it. My doorman now has an N95 mask on, which is kind of creepy and makes me kind of go, yeah, I really should just stay inside my apartment as long as I possibly can. So I'm just gonna keep ordering groceries and ordering packages and I'm being a little extreme, I know that, but at the same time it's better to be extreme in this time period than it is for me to kind of just try to play it safe but maybe not go all the way to the nth degree. So being in a position that I can be to literally limit my R naught to basically zero because I'm not getting it, and so I'm trying to not spread it, and by trying to not spread it, behaving like I already have the disease, I'm self-quarantining, and I think I'm going to keep that up for at least, it was a week as of Friday, and so as of this next coming Friday, I'll now have been self-quarantined for 2 full weeks, and we'll see how I feel then. Honestly, mentally, I feel great. I think it's doing me a lot of good to have things to focus on, both personally and at work, professionally, and focusing on all these things and feeling progress every day feels good. I think I'm also just gotten to the point in my life where I've done a lot of meditation, a lot of journaling, a lot of developing myself to the point where I can be in a very rational state of mind, even in the middle of a crisis. So it is beneficial to have been quarantined for so long because I'm a little bit removed. I think that's true for all of us though, right? Because if we're sitting at home and nothing's happening to us, but we've been at home for an extended period of time, it's not like the world's going to suddenly have riots in the streets or anything like that. So this is a very invisible challenge that we're all dealing with, and that's a bit hard to conceptualize because I definitely know for a fact that it's going on, and I definitely know that it's serious. It's so just intangible because if we get to the end of this and I don't get sick, and then we go back out into the world and I also still don't get sick, it's just going to be weird because it'll be almost like nothing happened for me. Other than spending several weeks at home just hanging out. Very lucky that I love my apartment, very lucky that I love the neighborhood that I live in. My apartment building is the perfect place to live during a time like this because they're doing their best to take care of us, so I really can't complain. As far as WoW goes, spent the evening and afternoon on my monk. Given that some members of my team are not always able to be online, I decided it's best, and I know I keep changing characters, but I think that's part of how things work, right? Even pros, you have to switch classes on the fly, so I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with moving around between classes and focuses, as long as you can keep up with the level of play you need to be playing at. Got a 15 done on my monk, but as DPS, which she's not quite geared to do, so we really struggled on the last boss because I didn't really have the burst DPS that we needed to do it. Also, Yzma, the last boss of Altazar, Yzma is really tough on Tyrannical. So I was talking last week about how I was hoping this week AD would be easier. It is for the most part, but Yzma is a nasty, nasty fight. So I can already check the 15 box, so now I can focus on working my way up smaller keys as a healer and practicing potentially doing higher keys later this week, either as a tank or as a healer. DPS seems less likely just because DPSers grow on trees. So either way, I'll have all 3 specs geared out. I spent the early afternoon and my lunch break focusing on getting essences for her so that I can check all those boxes and say that all my different specs are in a good position to be played from an essences perspective, which is the biggest time investment. And I actually ended the night with some PvP, some battlegrounds and PvP expeditions, because one of the essences that my group needs is the rogue needs Blood of the Enemy, which requires you to do PvP. And I hadn't done that in a long time, and I had a blast. I had the most fun I've had on WoW, including Mythic Pluses, tonight in a long time. It was a really good time. So who knows, maybe I'll spend some more time in arenas or battlegrounds sometime soon. But for now, I got off at 12:30 today, which has been early for the past week and a half. So I'm going to try and take care of myself tonight and get some rest. But for now, signing off, and I'll be back tomorrow.